Okay. Hey, everybody. Give me just a second to get set up. Sorry, I'm a little late. And yes, Petra, it is the right time. I run a little late sometimes. Okay. Give this a start here. Just give me a second, guys. And I'm going to go grab my chair. So hold on. Okay, coming right back. Okay, here we go. There we go. Got nice and comfy here. Gonna work this out the best way I can. No matter what, it looks like there's a green screen behind me. That's all right. Let's do this. Hope everyone's having a great day, and let's begin. So we will start with Aquarius first off, and then we'll just go through it alphabetically. All right? Definitely going to see what's going on. We're not going to have a ton of time for each one, but I'm going to go into as much depth as I can, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, guys? Again, thanks for being patient, and let's see what we can do here. So Aquarius, what's going on in Aquarius's world? Let's see here. Okay, let's see what we can get here. Hello, Denise. Glad to have you here. Okay, so what's going on with Aquarius? One more shuffle. Let's do 3 cards. Wow, okay, that's interesting. And then let's get these shuffled here. All right, so Aquarius, what I'm getting for you so far, we're going to get the energy cards coming up soon, but what I'm getting so far for this is we have Judgment. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we also get the Queen of Wands. So for you Aquariuses out there, what I feel like this is there is a calling towards, possibly if we were looking at it as a love thing, which we probably are, I feel like this is something where we're looking at an air sign, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a more mature fire sign, which would be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. All right, that's how I'm seeing these two. I don't feel like either one's better than the other one, but I do feel like there's a calling to make a choice between two different people. Maybe with a relationship you've already been in, maybe with one you haven't yet started, like a new relationship. That's the word I'm looking for. So let me shuffle these energy cards. Let's see what we can get going here. And let's see. This is the start of the reading, so we're still on Aquarius. Oh, hello, Kiru. This is awesome. We're getting the whole gang back together. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right. We'll shuffle these energy cards here. And here we go. We get, that has come up so many times. I'm going to draw another one just because that one's been coming up so much. There we go. Okay, so we have the second chakra Archangel Ariel, and we have the Happy Family card. So right here, I'm feeling for Aquarius, we're looking at possibly starting something new, right? This to me could be maybe looking at doing a new activity with the family. I could see it being that way too. In terms of relationship-wise, though, this feels like maybe we're starting to appreciate things we took for granted before. So for Aquarius, I feel like there's more of a sense of unity, a sense of family. Maybe this pandemic situation actually did bring people together instead of separating people further. And so the happy family card is really good. This is really good. But the one thing I would say, I'm going to draw one more card here just to kind of get an overall sense for this reading. And it's another chakra card, the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is the heart chakra. So this deals with loving and giving, and that actually goes with the happy family card as well. So I think this all in all is a really good reading. I feel like if there is two signs to choose from, possibly air and fire, I feel like there's also a sense of knowing whichever way you go, you've got it. And this right here to me seems to be just a really positive reading right here. So I'm going to move on to Aries. And the reason I'm going through these kind of quickly is because afterwards we will do questions again. So that's why if it seems quick, that's why it seems quick. I'm going to shuffle these real quick. And let's shuffle some more here. And let's do one more shuffle. Here we go. All right, moving on to Aries. After I shuffle these cards too. I know we're not in a hurry, so I'm not too worried. Okay, so predominantly for Aries, what are we focusing on here? Whatever comes up will come up. If I feel like it's relationship, that's good. If it's spiritual growth, that's good. If it's finances, kind of whatever comes up will come up. So let's focus on that. Okay, Aries, here we go. Page of Cups in reverse, the Sun, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. All right, so for Aries, when I see the Page of Cups in reverse, I feel like we need to deal with an emotional situation, something of a more emotional situation, where we need to come back and we need to look at what exactly is going on. I can clarify this here in just a second, but to me, this is definitely a card where I'm looking at what's going on, what the heck's happening here. Because when it's in reverse, it's a sign of us not wanting to move forward, possibly in maybe an emotional project, maybe in a sense of emotional understanding. I just get this feeling of not being able to possibly let something go for Aries. Then I get the Sun card. This one's upright. Even if it's reversed, it's still a good card. But the Sun card, to me, when I see this card, this is something where we're illuminating a situation. So to me, if I'm reading this, I feel like it's more of a spiritual reading because it is Aries. And then I got the Queen of Wands in reverse too. So to me, this is reharnessing that kind of energy, that kind of fire and passion. And the way we do that is to focus. Well, let's draw two more cards here. So I get 6 chakra Archangel Metatron in reverse, right? So this card to me, I'm looking at definitely going more within, right? That's more of a spiritual reading to me. We need to focus more on what's going on in our psychic energy field. Like whenever we're feeling something, especially for us empaths, it's important for us to feel it in a way where we know if we're feeling it or if we're picking it up from other people. That to me would be what's going on. Possibly around us, there's people that are dealing with situations that can seem very extreme or very kind of difficult to understand. So we need to have a sense of our own inner boundaries and our own understanding so that we're not picking up other people's stuff that's just for them, right? It's important to be there and to help people. But the way I like to think of it is like this. We don't help someone escape from quicksand by jumping in with them and like flailing our arms around, we throw them a rope. while we're on higher ground, or we do something else. We don't jump in with them. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. I see this as owning your own boundaries and stepping forward into a new way of being. That's how I would see this. And the other card here that I got for the energy card was a man holding a heart. And so this to me is focusing more on, it could be relationships. In fact, man holding a heart is pretty indicative of there being a relationship, but I feel like we need to focus more on this sense of boundary, right? This sense of like, I've got myself, I know what I'm about. Now I can start looking at other things, other people. So that's what I'm seeing here for Aries. So let's move on here. Let's look at, I wish I had 4 hands. It'd be a lot easier to shuffle. Or they'd just get in the way. All right. Or I'd probably just arm wrestle myself all day. That'd be kind of fun. All right. Let's do one more here. All right. I'm glad you enjoy my dad jokes, Petra. It makes it easier. I'm not even a dad. I just got the jokes. Born and raised. All right. Let's do these ones. Moving on here. So next we're going into Cancer, right? So we're going to see what's going on for Cancer. And there we go. All right. So we're going to look at the energies for Cancer first. Okay, so as far as I can tell, this is definitely a romance reading. And the reason I say that, all right, Petra, well, the reason I say this is a romance reading is because we get door to romance, okay? But that's not all, there's more. We also get woman holding a heart, okay? So these two right here, this is very romance based, right? So let's see what we can kind of cook up with these two cards. Let's see what tarot cards we get. Because these two right here, I don't need to say it's a love reading. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is spiritual. No, this is love. This is possible love, some romantic situations going on here. So let's see what else we can come up with, guys. All right. One more shuffle for these, and it's off to the races. Okay. So okay, this is interesting. So I feel like there's a love energy definitely here. And when we're focusing on this love energy, we also need to focus on, you guessed it, healing. And the reason I say that is because of these two cards. So we get the Emperor in reverse, and then we have the Ten of Swords. So this is us finishing up dealing with a situation that no longer served us. And the Emperor in reverse could be like a toxic Aries individual, or it could just be someone that was a very kind of strong figure in our lives, someone who didn't handle their male energy very well. Let's put it that way. And then the Ten of Swords is dealing with that situation and like letting it go, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. We're almost out of the situation. We're letting things go. And I feel like, because I get the Six of Cups in reverse, I feel like this stems from the childhood, right? When I see the Six of Cups in reverse, to me, there's a childhood issue that's going to be coming up that we can resolve and we can fix. That's what I'm seeing here. So definitely that's going to be the thing that we can focus on moving forward, right? So I'll draw one more energy card here. Actually, I'll draw one more tarot card just so we can look here. And then it's the Two of Swords, which is ultimately you making a decision to move forward with the energy here. So when it comes to that mental energy of, am I going to do this? Am I not going to do this? You do have a choice, but there's going to be something coming up where we're healing stuff. I don't know if there's going to be family coming to visit. I don't know if something's going to be happening, but this card here, the Six of Cups, is wanting to be upright. So to me, when I see it in reverse, it's just needing to acknowledge that there was something that happened in the past, possibly at childhood, and possibly dealing with a male figure or even a role model. It could be maybe something happened with your dad or your grandfather or an uncle, but there's going to be a sense of needing to release, to move forward, to let this romantic energy in. So that's what I get for Cancer. All right, let's move on to Capricorn next. All right. Alrighty. All right, Capricorn. Let's shuffle these cards. I think that's what I'll do. We'll start with the energy cards first, and then we'll build up from there. So Kiru, we're going to go in alphabetical order. So Aquarius, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Virgo. Yes. Yes, okay. All right. So one more shuffle here. Okay. Then let's do this. Capricorn, this will be an interesting energy reading here for Capricorn. I can already feel it. Maybe it's health related. I'm not sure, but I'm feeling there's something to do with something. Again, though we'll see. We will see. Okay, one more time here. All right, Cappies, let's do this. My candy corn people, let's go for it. So we get first two cards. We get here Magician in the Mirror in reverse and Fifth Chakra, Archangel Gabriel in reverse. So this is working on manifesting and learning to let go, is what I see these cards as. Actually, okay, Fifth Chakra. I thought this was the Fourth Chakra. Sorry about that. Again, working with manifesting energies and learning how to speak our truth to manifest those energies. So for me, this is like learning that we are really powerful. This is learning that we're not in a state where we're helpless. So this is coming into a sense of power, maybe not knowing what to do with that power yet, right? And I feel like this is more psychic or more spiritual kind of energy. But to me, this is a strong sense of like, I'm coming into something. I want to know what I can do with this, kind of like stretching our muscles. This could be to do with spell work. This could be just something where we're really starting to express ourselves as individuals is how I would put this. So I'm going to draw some tarot cards here and see what else we get for our Capricorns. Because we get, wow. Okay, this is interesting. So the one thing, as far as I know, no other tarot deck has this card. This is the Fountain card, right? And it has the infinity symbol. So this is the last tarot card in this deck. So the Fountain card is interesting. The Fountain card is all about becoming, like just being what we are, knowing we already have what we need and just being comfortable being who we are. But then I get the Hanged Man in reverse. This is needing to see things from a different angle or perspective. And this is A5D. This is something where we're focused more on seeing, okay, so I said seeing things from a different perspective. This is allowing ourselves to see things from a different perspective in a way where I don't feel like we're bending over backwards. We're not trying to force ourselves to see it. We're letting things naturally happen the way they're supposed to happen, and we're not trying to fight that anymore. So, and then I get this card here. And this is the Nine of Wands, okay? So Nine of Wands is a card of, it's kind of like a card of struggle. It's a card of Let me draw another one here. It's the Emperor again. So this one's upright, okay, and this is for Capricorn. Yeah. This one's upright, and I'm seeing this as a sense of letting ourselves become who we're supposed to be without any interference. And I do feel like there's going to be help, possibly on the spiritual side. When I see the Emperor in a upright position, this is a card of support and helpful energy. It's like a support and helpful, more masculine energy, but it can also be a woman that's doing this too. It's just taking things to the next level. And the Emperor taking what is kind of ethereal and putting it into structure as well. If you can see, this Emperor is taking this energy and they're turning it into something that's structured, and they're also standing on top of a structure. So the Emperor is about taking the energy and structurally, embracing it. I'm trying to think of the word for it, but they're just taking the energy and they're doing something with it to make something, to build something out of it. So I would say definitely for Capricorn, this is working on self-expression. This is working on a sense of realizing that you have all the power. So this is a really good card, a really good reading for us to go into, because we're focusing more on empowering ourselves instead of maybe empowering another person and telling other people that they can do great things. We can now focus on ourselves and build ourselves up. So that's what I take this as. And we always had the ability to do that, but I feel like we're kind of done taking and giving our permission to other people. We're now realizing that we can do stuff too. So yes, that is for the Cappies out there. All right, let's move on to Gemini. Yes, Gemini. Okay, let's move on to Gemini. All right, Gemini, what kind of information can we get for Gemini? Okay. 2 more shuffles on these cards. One more shuffle. Okay. So this is Gemini, and we're going to be focusing on... So for Gemini, I get 6th chakra Archangel Metatron in reverse, and I also get adjacent possibilities for Gemini. So to me, I'm going to read this more spiritually based, because I feel like for Gemini, there's a possibility for us to express ourselves in much more than one spiritual way. And this to me can be, maybe we're looking at, like there's psychic ability, there's, I can't remember. Kind of just strengthening what we already have, but I feel like it's definitely embracing a part of ourselves, like trying to see things from a different perspective. Again, that's kind of the energy we're going into this. When I see this in reverse, though, and then I see adjacent possibilities, this to me could be that we're possibly blocking ourselves off from new possibilities. And if I may go into it, I feel like that could be us feeling like we know better than, like, let's say we're trying to learn from someone else and we feel like we know better than the other person. And we, look at what they're trying to teach as like, oh, I already know that, or no, I already know how to do this. And I feel like there's a possibility for us to really strengthen our gifts, but we need to listen to people that have more of an authority in this field. So when I see this, I'm seeing much more of an authority kind of energy, focusing on building up this sort of, like, when we're developing our psychic ability, we're building up our dictionary. We're building up our sense of like what images mean, what things mean to us. And I feel like there's so many ways we can develop and we can go into, and we just need to not limit ourselves on that kind of, in that kind of way. And this could do with spell work. This could do with any of that kind of stuff. But as long as we focus on not limiting ourselves then we get to experience something brand new. I'm going to draw some tarot cards too, but for the energy card, definitely the sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron in reverse, and adjacent possibilities. Okay, so let's look at what the tarot cards are saying here. So this is interesting. This is really interesting. So we get the Chariot in reverse. So to me, this card, we're holding off on our own progress. I get the Ten of Cups in reverse, and then I get the Magician in reverse. So all of these are in reverse. And the way I would read this isn't a bad reading by any means. It's just showing that we are the master of our own kind of situation, and we can make it anything we want to make it, right? So why would we make it something that seems difficult or hard or unreasonable or unfair, right? This is showing that we have the power to turn this face up. We can take reality and we can turn it into something that's much more beneficial than what it is now. We just need to realize that there's other ways of doing things. And sometimes this could mean, if we've been going it alone for a while, looking at possibly what other people can do or how we can learn from other people, which is a huge deal. In the spiritual world, there tends to be this tendency, and I've done it. Okay, I don't know if you guys have done it, but there tends to be a tendency of like, oh, I know how to do this. I don't need any help. And I feel like understanding the basics and learning and just keep on growing, I feel like that's the only way we get better. If we think we know it all, we're stopping our growth right there. We're not allowing ourselves to move or grow in any further direction because we already know how to do that, right? And that will stop us every time. And yes, being a good student is absolutely the best part of spiritual development. Where the way I view it is like this: we're all students and we're all teachers, depending on the situation. Every single person I meet has something that they could teach me, and I have something that I could teach them. And it's kind of that thing. We just have to be humble enough when it's time to be the student that we say, okay, I'm the student. And that's the situation that I view that as. So Gemini, that is your situation. And let's move on to Leo. Okay, let's do this. Let's go like this. Let's get these all shuffled up. Okay. We're halfway through. Almost. Oh, we're halfway there. Whoa. We're halfway there. Let's do this. I know you all came here to hear me sing, so I will entertain you with that every now and again, if you're good. All right, let's shuffle these ones. Moon in Leo. Okay. Let's see what we can do for the Moon in Leo. Okay. Oh. Stretch, crack some bones here. Okay. Yeah, I read about that. Eddie Van Halen. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure. Rest in peace, dude. All right, let's see what we can get for all the Leos out there. Let's see what we can do. Okay, let me shuffle these ones real quick. I shuffled these a little bit. I'm going to shuffle them a little bit more. These cards, you guys, and you don't see what I'm doing, but I take the deck after I'm done, this deck right here, and I take the 3 cards I drew out of it, or 4 cards, whatever it happens to be, and I put them in different spots, right? Like I go through the deck and I put them in different spots so that when I shuffle them, they won't come out in the same order. But lo and behold, they do. They come out a lot. So let's see what we get here. Okay. 2 cards here. And the angel cards have been popping up like crazy. You guys wouldn't know there's other cards in this energy deck. You guys would just think it's just filled with these angel cards. I swear. That's what it seems like. But we get 3rd chakra archangel Shamuel, right? Don't know how to say it. But there's 3rd chakra archangel Shamuel, and then there's the angel of balance in reverse. So both of these being in reverse, I'm looking at this as being needing to take the next step in something, having the willpower to go after what it is we want to do in life, feeling that, but then there's like a feeling of unbalance. Like there's a feeling of like, I want to do this, but I can't do this. I want to, I can't, I want to, I can't. So when I look at this, I'm seeing that there needs to be more of a kind of a balanced approach to it, because I also get the Knight of Cups in reverse, which is focusing on kind of emotional. When I look at that, I feel like it's more of like an emotional upheaval kind of card where we could be dealing with some pretty strong emotions regarding like willpower or motivation or desire. Okay, so, and then I get the Emperor upright, and then I get the 8 of Swords in reverse. So this is us putting ourselves in a situation that we're going to be fine. We're going to come through it. Things are going to be okay. But it feels much more dire than it actually is when I look at these cards. When I see the 8 of Swords in reverse, it's kind of like we put ourselves, like we're freeing ourselves from a situation that was made by ourselves, if that makes sense. But I feel like this will resolve. I feel like this will be something that definitely does resolve. But let's draw another energy card here to see kind of what we can have. So door to personal healing and happiness. So that's why this is going on here for the Leos out there. You're going through this so that you can understand yourselves better, and so you can touch that part of yourself that knows what joy, happiness, and healing feels like. This whole year has been a healing journey. There's a little bit more of it, but all of this is designed to make it so that we understand ourselves more completely and more whole than we ever did before. That's the whole point of this. It's not to we don't go through this to just come out broken and scared. We go through this to work through issues and to understand different parts of ourselves better. So I see this as a major win. There's just going to be things with desire and motivation and willpower where we need to focus more on why are we doing the things we're doing, like kind of analyzing ourselves a little bit more, maybe looking at patterns that no longer work for us, or looking at biased thought patterns or behaviors that no longer serve us. Okay, so let's move on to Libra here. Okay, so these cards right here, you guys, I'm going to show you. I'm going to take this deck. I'm going to put one at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to put the other ones. I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to put one right here. Okay. So one in the middle, one at the bottom, and one on top. Then I shuffle them around a little bit here. Because it seems like we're getting the same cards. So, do this again. There's some cards I never get when I'm doing this, so it really just depends. I usually, and now that I say this, I'll probably get it, but I usually never get the Hierophant in any reading. I never get the High Priestess, but again, now that I said that, they might pop up. Okay. So then, same thing here. Take a card, put it on top. I'll move this over to the side, take another card, put it on top, move it over to the side, and take this card, put it on the bottom, like that. Okay? Trying to show you that not doing anything weird. These cards just like to come up. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, Libra. What information can we find out for Libra? One more shuffle, guys. Okay. And now that I observed it, just like quantum physics, the cards change. Isn't that weird? It all changes. Okay, so this is an interesting one for Libra. I get walking away and door to value, right? So when I get walking away, door to value, I'm definitely seeing that we're focusing on a situation where obviously we're walking away because we found our own sense of like, I don't want to be cheesy and say like an inner treasure trove, but to me, that's what it is. It's like we found that ooey gooey center, right? That golden zone of kind of love and compassion for ourselves, sort of a sense of just sort of, how would you put it? Understanding and loving ourselves a little bit more. But I got these other cards here too. So then I get the 10 of Cups, okay? Again, that love with the self, possibly a union in the future, right? A relationship. I get the 8 of Coins in reverse, okay? This is realizing that I feel like we need to put in a little bit more effort, possibly in our finances, or possibly in investing, or in just studying in general. Because when I see the 8 of Pentacles upright, it's like a studying card. It's like preparing for something. But then I get this, and this is the reason why I was reading it that way. I get the Death card, which is change. So I feel like things will work out, but stuff is starting to happen. We're stepping into a new age where we're starting to value our own self and our own presence more. And the reason why is because there was a change that had to happen. When I see the Death card, it feels like, especially if it's upright, it feels like you're taking this mostly in stride. That doesn't mean that it's easy, but it means to me that you're not resisting it, right? And when I see this walking away and door to value, to me, I look at this, I see a hard card. I see this as being a very hard thing to do, because the walking away is the hard part, because sometimes we have to walk away from things that don't work for us, even when we don't have something else that's coming up on the horizon. And when that happens, it can be very difficult because we feel like we're possibly blowing our only chance at being happy, or we're possibly running away from something or trying to get out of something, when really we're trying to preserve our own spiritual and mental well-being, right? So I see this as going really well. Keep on the path of kind of like a recovery path, sort of letting things happen the way they need to, not trying to resist it. I see this as being a really, really good situation here. Just to keep allowing the change to happen, keep allowing the flow to happen, and don't let anything slow that stride, because you're making really, sorry about that. You're making really good strides here. You're doing a really good job. So let's move on to Pisces and see what we get here. Again, going to shuffle these cards up. Okay, let's move on to the other cards here. All right, looking at Pisces. Let me go here. Put in that one. Put in this one. Okay. One more here. Okay. All right, Pisces, let's see what's going on. And very similar kind of, we get the Healer of Ages and the second chakra Archangel Ariel, right? So to me, when I look at this, I feel we need to focus more on, I feel like there's a sense of a possible new kind of situation, maybe involving a job, or it could be a passion or a hobby, but I feel like maybe there's an option to change careers right now. But when I see the Healer of the Ages in reverse, I feel like there's a tendency to maybe we're not wanting to leave, or we're not wanting to work in this certain situation where, because this card right here, when I see this in reverse, I feel like it's very close to wanting to be a card that is expressed. Like, I feel like it's a positive card regardless, because even if it's in reverse, just because it's in reverse doesn't mean it's the Diseaser of the Ages, right? It's still a healing card, but maybe it's showing us something, and maybe that can be a little painful in like an emotional sense, but ultimately it's there to guide us towards something. Because through suffering, a lot of times there can be enlightenment. Not saying this is a suffering card, but I am saying that there's a sense of just coming back. I feel like it's coming back to alignment, maybe focusing on a new career. I don't necessarily get that it's anything maybe spiritual. It could be something more in the healthcare field where it's the Healer of the Ages. But let's look at these cards here and see. Wow. Okay. Every one of these is a major arcana. We have Temperance, which is the card of balance, right? That's a Sagittarius card. Then we get the Magician, which is like the manifester card, making your own reality. And then we get the Chariot in reverse, which is the Cancer. I think this is seen mainly as the Cancer card. So the Chariot in reverse is like not refusing to make a decision, but maybe the decision is very slow. There could be refusal too, but I see this more as like things are working out very slow. Things aren't going exactly the way we wanted it to with this possible job opportunity. And I feel like we're focusing more on, I'm getting a sense that we're not willing to settle for anything less, possibly in the job or the financial department. And that's why it's taking time. That's why it's being slower, is because we feel like it's going to take longer, because we feel like it's going to be a more difficult challenge than it needs to be. So I feel like we're putting on the kibosh, we're putting the slowdown on this ourselves, because we think that it's going to be difficult, and so we're making it difficult. It makes for an interesting life story, but I feel like this is something that will happen as quickly as it needs to, but I feel like there's a sense of like, oh, it won't be that easy. It has to be difficult. I have to go through something. And if that's something you feel like you have to do, then that's what will happen. But I do feel like things will happen. Just let it take its course. Let especially the financial side work its way through. And if this is something to do with investing, hold off for just a little bit longer on like more bigger investments, I would say, because it feels like you're on the brink of having something come up. Okay, now we're going to be doing Sagittarius here. So let me shuffle these cards for Sag. Okay. Okay, so shuffle those. Let's shuffle these ones. Okay. Yeah, everyone is pretty quiet, but hopefully it becomes a little more alive here after we get all these readings going. So let's do this, and this. So this is for Sag. And I get the Angel of Strength in reverse. And again, the Healer of Ages. This card has been coming up a ton. So I feel like, especially the Angel cards, there's other cards in the deck, I swear. But when I look at this, I definitely feel like this is... I'm just getting a better read on the cards here, so give me a second. I get a sense of kind of a protected energy here. When I see the Angel of Strength in reverse, I feel like this could be energy working with Sagittarius where maybe we're acting in an aggressive way, like we're being a little too aggressive in a situation. I feel like we tend to have an energy that's more kind and compassionate, but then I see this happening in reverse, and it feels like we're kind of lashing out, or we're sort of acting in a way that feels unpredictable or very animalistic. Because right here, if you look at that, it's kind of hard to see, but the lion has a look on its face like, what are you doing here? Like, I can attack you, I could kill you, kind of an energy. So when I see this, I'm definitely focused on maybe needing to de-stress in some way, focusing on doing something where we're not nearly as I guess high strung would be the way I feel it, because then I get this card, which is Judgment in reverse. I get the Knight of Cups in reverse, and I get the Six of Wands in reverse. So I feel like the reason why we feel maybe snappy or angry, I mean, let's not be cute about this. It feels like there's some anger here. I feel like the reason why we're feeling that way is there's something that's happening, and regardless of it happening, there's a sense of like wanting to control the situation and not being able to. So wanting to take it into something that is more, maybe it's more manageable or it's easier to handle, but I feel like this situation needs to be what it is. We can't turn it into anything else. Okay. And I do feel like this could be a job situation. Just the way I was feeling, it feels like maybe there's infighting in the office, or maybe there's something where we're focused more on that. This could also be a situation with a possible, maybe an ex or boyfriend girlfriend situation, but that's what I'm feeling here. It feels more oriented towards business, but it could also be relationships. Sometimes relationships feel like a business, and but let's look at this here and let's see what we get. I do feel that it'll all work out. We do get the Ten of Cups here as the last card. So it will work out. Things will definitely go in for things will definitely work out for the better. But the first thing that we have to do is focus on where this kind of anger is coming from, right? I feel like there's an anger. I feel like there's a sense of not quite understanding what's going on with ourselves, and maybe that even makes us more upset or more angry. It's funny how emotions do that. I feel like there's a general sense of just being able to release, because again, the Healer of the Ages was there. So this will pass. This is kind of an energy that won't be around forever. So just let it pass, let it wash over you, and don't catch anyone else in your kind of emotional tsunami. Work on controlling that energy and transmuting it into something more positive. Okay. So let's do Scorpio. Let me shuffle here. Okay. One more. All right. Scorpio Ascendant. All right, we'll see what we can find here. Feeling a strong, there's like a strong spiritual pulse there for a second. Definitely, there's a feeling of being homesick here. I don't know if that corresponds to anyone watching this. I'm getting like strong, it's like Russian vibes. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like I'm longing for Russia or I'm doing something like that. This could be a quantum reading. This could make sense to someone watching this, but it's like, I almost want to say I'm getting a sense for the motherland. I'm getting a sense for Russia. So that's interesting. Okay, that's okay. Card comes up again here. So again, if you guys can guess, Healer of Ages. Again, almost every time. This guy likes to follow us around from sign to sign. He's enjoying the journey though. It's like a little card trip for him, or a card trip, right? Card trip. Okay. So then we have Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And this one's in reverse. So how I would read this is we are very close to coming on to being able to me, this is like the fostering of some new abilities, right? To me, this is more spiritually oriented because I'll show you over here these other cards. But I feel like this is taking these new abilities. This is learning how to better affect our reality, right? So if we're doing anything where we're learning how to, maybe we're doing, again, spell work, psychic work, tuning into something, trying to understand ourselves or the world or a situation better, maybe remote viewing practice, whatever it happens to be, I feel like we're very close to understanding the psychic world a lot more deeper, right? Maybe we've been having dreams or we've been having these sort of visions is what I would say. But that's what I'm seeing here for Scorpio. And I'm going to show you these other cards because the card I said never comes up came up, all right? And the reason I'm going into the spiritual side that you'll see shortly is this. So let me put these cards away here. And we get these cards. Okay, we get High Priestess in reverse. Then we get the Magician card in reverse. And then we get the Ten of Swords upright. Upright. So releasing of situations that no longer serve us, focusing on spiritual gifts and manifesting this into reality. I'm getting a sense of clarity here. I'm getting a strong sense of this feels to me like it's our time to shine, right? That sense of clarity, we're very close to, I feel like we're getting close to mastering a situation, or we're getting close to understanding ourselves psychically better. The High Priestess in reverse, to me, it just feels like maybe we're trying too hard in the psychic arts. Maybe we're, the one thing that I thought was funny, it was the other day, let's see. It's like, how would I put this? I want to say this the right way. It's like if someone was yelling at you and they were yelling at you to relax. That makes it hard to do that because the person's yelling at you. And it really doesn't help you relax because, again, the yelling kind of makes you very uneasy. So if someone was yelling, relax, 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 it's not going to help. And in this situation, it feels like the same thing. And I feel like there's a sense of, I'm glad you get that, Petra. I feel like there's a sense of maybe trying too hard, maybe closing our eyes. We're really closing our eyes. We're gearing up. We're really, really trying hard, and we don't have to. This will come to us naturally. And holding on tighter to it doesn't mean that we don't have it. Like the tighter we hold on to something, it shows that we're more insecure with that, right? When we just let it go, it shows that it'll come back to us. We're okay with it. And we can't force it. Again, don't force a fart. We've talked about this, guys. Do not force a fart. All right, moving on. Let's see. That was Scorpio. So let's do Taurus. All right. What information can I get for Taurus? Let's shuffle these other cards here. I wonder if there's like I get a feeling of a trip to Africa coming up. I don't know if that resonates with anyone, but I'm seeing Kenya and I'm feeling like there's now it's like I'm getting these worldly visions or like traveling someplace, feeling something. I can almost feel like I'm there and I'm really in it. So that's different. Okay, Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. One more shuffle here. All right. Okay, Taurus, we have this. We have the Magician and the Mirror and the Door to Value. So this is being able to manifest anything we see fit. This is not feeling like there's any resistance necessarily. I haven't drawn the tarot cards yet, but if I'm looking at this here, it's focusing on there being a lot less resistance or almost no resistance to what it is we want to do. Like, I feel like things are coming easier to us during this time. Ideas, situations, things are starting to happen for us and unfold for us a little bit easier. Okay, so it's not effortless, but it's as close to effortless as we can get in 2020. Okay, and you guys understand what I mean by that. 2020 has been kind of difficult, so let's look at these tarot cards though. Okay. One more here. And then after we do Virgo, you guys can ask questions. So we're almost to the question section. Yeah, that rhymes. Question section. Okay. Moving on. Okay, so I get these 3 cards. I get the Fool, the 4 of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. Right here. So when I see these cards all together, this is focusing on new energy, but we shouldn't take on more than we can handle at the time. So we're feeling very strong. We're feeling very resilient right now. The Fool to me it's the number 0. There's a potential for anything, right? You put a few zeros together and you put another number besides 0 in front of it, and you have millions, billions, or trillions, right? So when I see the Fool card, we're looking at untapped potential. And especially this card here, when I see this, I'm looking at like what the top of the iceberg would look like, because this to me looks like an iceberg. And so what's underneath? And this to me feels like we're focusing more on the possibilities that are lying before us. When I see the 4 of Cups, though, this seems to me like, I mean, it's kind of a harder card. This is, to me, it's a card of like burnout. So I feel like what this is trying to say is go at this with a sense of logic, go at this with the sense of I've got this, and don't take on more than you can handle. Because the Knight of Swords in this situation tends to be very go-getter kind of energy, go get 'em kind of energy. And the thing with that is that it's great. It's a good energy to have, but it can become something where it can become kind of all-consuming. Like it can just be a lot. It can just be a lot of energy to work with. So this right here, I would say, yeah, and then I get this, which makes sense, rest and rejuvenation. That's how I was viewing the 4 of Cups. Like, I feel like there's a lot of energy here, but it's sort of like, if you want to imagine it's kind of temperamental energy where it's good and it's nice to have, but we do need to temper it down. We need to realize that we can't do everything we're saying we want to do. It's kind of like a boost or a burst of energy, and we feel like, oh man, I can do so much. But just don't make any promises in a state where we're really excited. Don't do anything like that. Focus on the present moment and see how you feel the next few days. But this, to me, we can get work done with this kind of energy. So this is really good. This is a really good kind of energy, at least for the next week. This is a very inspiring energy. Okay, so let's move on to Virgo. And I'm sorry, Kiru, that it's been difficult where you live. Seems like everything's taking a little bit of a hit. Okay, let's do 2 more shuffles here, and then we're on to Virgo. And then we can go into the question section if there's anything there. Okay, moving on. And you guys feel free to talk in the chat with each other if you want. It won't be too distracting if you guys want to do that. I want to have it be a little more lively, but I don't want to force anything, obviously. I mean, it'll get easier, Petra. It will. I understand. It gets difficult sometimes. It does. But good times come and go, and bad times come and go. That's what's nice about bad times. Eventually they go. Might be here for a minute, but they eventually go. Okay. So this is for Virgo. And then we have 2 cards here. Oh, we had 1 card left behind, so let's do this one. Okay. You know the guy that likes to hitchhike? He's back. Okay, we got Healer of the Ages in reverse. That's okay, you guys. That's okay. If you're feeling lower energy, that's fine. I understand that. Door to personal healing and happiness in reverse. So this Virgo energy, we're dealing with a lot of, I almost feel like there could be a sense of loss here. There could be, you guys were talking about there being that kind of heavier energy. When I'm reading this, I'm definitely feeling that because I get the Lovers, okay? I get the Lovers in reverse. I get the 7 of Swords in reverse, which isn't necessarily negative, but then I get the King of Swords in reverse. So there's some extreme energy here where I feel like we're dealing with a possible loss, and it could be of a partner. It could be in another family-like relationship, but yes, they say through the breakdown is the breakthrough, absolutely. But where I'm seeing this is, I feel like we're trying to possibly come through a situation where we're not necessarily focusing on the emotional aspect of it. All of these cards are in reverse, almost, except for the 7 of Swords. So what I see this as is we need to focus more on processing emotions for Virgo. I feel like there's been a difficult situation, whether it's a loss of a loved one or a breakup or a divorce. I feel like there's a situation here where we need to, given time, when we're ready, we need to process and we need to feel these kinds of emotions. Oh, you're dedicated, Denise, watching by but yeah, that's something we're going to be focusing on for Virgo. This is definitely, as far as all the other readings went, this one's much more about healing, but in the sense of focusing on that like spiritual gratitude, focusing on being able to feel this pain and release it, right? We're the alchemists of our own world. We take in pain and we can transmute it into something so much greater over time. We hold on to it, we transform it, and we work with it, right? That's the only thing we can do with this kind of energy, because through suffering comes enlightenment. As I've talked to our little friend 5D Pixie about, suffering is an incredible teacher. It can seem like very much tough love, obviously, and sometimes it doesn't feel like love at all, but all of this is here to bring us a better understanding of the world. So for Virgo, I wish you all the best, and that will be our readings for the day. So you guys, if you want to ask questions, we can definitely do that. We can focus more on questions, or we can do some energy work together as a group, maybe help lift each other up. That may be something we can focus on too. So definitely needs to be more of a lift, you know what I mean? So let's move these over here. Let's move this over here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those readings. First time doing them like that in a very, very, very long time. I think I did a live where I did all the signs before, but it was a long time ago. So you're very, very welcome, Petra. Very welcome. So with that being said, would you guys want to do a little bit of... Sure. Let's do... Okay. I'll do... I'll draw 3 cards, and we'll do it like this. The first card will be 2 weeks. No, the first card will be 1 week. The second card will be 2 weeks. That's awesome. I love synchronicities like that. But the first card will be 1 week, the second card will be 2 weeks, and the third card will be 2 months. And we'll just kind of go from there, and we'll try and see when a time will happen for that. Time frame readings are interesting. Something's telling me the 17th, though, as well. Kiru, is there anything... I wonder if there's anything happening on the 17th of this month. I was feeling like the 17th. But again, I'm going to draw cards. So 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months. This more heavy kind of feeling energy, I feel like it's going to be around just for a while. Okay, the cards I was drawing were not necessarily like it's going to, how would I put this? I feel like it'll be going on for a while, but I feel like it will start to ease up, if that makes sense. It'll start to sort of calm down probably in the next, I would say 3 to 4 weeks. So like 3 weeks to a month, it'll start calming down a little bit. Okay. This is definitely feeling like it's more of it's like you have to have energy to get energy sometimes, is what it feels like. So we can definitely do something here, but I would say 3 weeks to about a month would be when it starts to ease up. It won't be gone, but I feel like something will happen where we have a little more breathing room, if that makes sense. But it all comes into effect. I mean, energy is changing all the time. Certain times a year I get really down. I go through, same kind of situation where it just feels a little overwhelming. Things are okay in my life, but it just feels overwhelming sometimes, and I think that's normal. That's the kind of the human condition. Yeah. So that's what I'm feeling there. But would you guys want to do sort of a group? I'm actually kind of curious, you guys, if we were to do like a maybe a group class or a Zoom class in the future, I would wonder if anyone would be interested in doing something like that. Because the Zoom classes seem to be catching on a little bit, so I'm just curious in the future. Yeah, Petra, it can totally feel like that. Yeah, energy can be absolutely crazy sometimes. Sometimes it feels like we're fighting a really big wave, and then we feel really calm halfway through that big wave, and then we come out on the other side and it's calm again, and then it picks up. I understand the water analogy, man. Those I get it. I get it. But yeah, so definitely either maybe sometime this year, next year, maybe I'll start doing Zoom classes, uh, offering. Okay, just offering energetic. Thank you, Denise. Offering energetic assistance or focusing on whatever it is we want to develop in. Because my guides can help us to develop and to focus on whatever it is we want to. Um, I guess get a better handle on would be the term I would use. So Petra, a Zoom class would be like I would host a kind of like a paid class, right? Maybe it's I don't know a 4-week class for 150 or $200 or something like that, and people would come to the classes. It would be like a group session, and then I would have you guys. Like let's say we're doing psychic exercise, we're developing psychically. If I can get enough of you guys together, then I can make it where I can separate you guys into different rooms and we can do readings for each other or we can do energy healing for each other. Thank you, Kiru. I appreciate that. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Um, and that's the way, I mean, depending on how my guides want to work, they can work in different ways, but that goes for everybody too. Um, Guides are fun to work with, honestly. I enjoy doing that. But just hosting classes and it's like a meetup group, right? You guys can talk, get to know each other a little better. But it would also be a place where we can harness and hone psychic abilities or mediumship or energy healing or astral projection or maybe talk about the tarot. I mean, whatever we would want to talk about. I'm just trying to gauge and see like where a response would be for anything where you guys would want to do that. So I also do one-on-one as well. I mean, it wouldn't just be a class thing. We could also do one-on-ones. But yeah. Let's focus here on this. I'm trying to figure out what I'm grabbing here, guys. There we go. Okay. Hold on a second, you guys. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah, Kiru, go for it. And definitely, let's see. Yeah, I mean, that can, because, okay, so the way I describe it is each one of us has a bias, right? And when we have this kind of bias, it makes it hard to read for ourselves. And sometimes it makes it hard to read for people we're close to, because, especially if we're close to someone, your gifts can serve you as well. And you can do tarot readings for yourself, absolutely, but it's like you have to separate from, how would I put that? I have it in my head, but it's hard for me to express it. Like I was saying, there tends to be biases towards one situation or the other. For instance, I can answer that question, Denise. I'm sorry your power went out. Um, imagine you're using like, if the power's out, I'm wondering how you're getting internet, but I guess it doesn't affect it as much. So it took to mean the gifts are. So, okay, let me try this again. How I would describe it is we have a tendency like to read a certain card a certain way. We can tune into that person's energy. It's easier to do that. Like it's easier to tune into someone else's energy that maybe doesn't have an impact or a correlation in our life. But when it comes to like reading ourselves or reading our own future, it becomes a lot more difficult, a lot more foggy sometimes, because maybe we don't want to admit certain things. Like if I'm doing a tarot reading on myself and I draw the devil card, I'll be damned if that's not a good card every time. You know what I mean? Like sometimes maybe that could be the situation. We don't want to see the situation for necessarily what it is. There could be a veil between us and like our consciousness wanting to express or accept a certain part of ourselves. That could be one of the reasons why it's hard for us to read. I mean, it just depends. But I've generally found that, for instance, my partner, Elena, can read me a lot better than I can read myself. Ah, okay, your phone. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, she can read me better than I can read myself. And I feel like I can read her pretty well, but she's also good at reading herself. So, it just depends. But I feel like generally it could mean that there's a block there. Maybe there's a sense of, and it can be instilled in our heads too that we can't do it, and so it's difficult for us to read ourselves. That would be what I would say, is that if we've heard enough times that it's harder to read ourselves, that it is because we've ingrained that into our own minds. Does that make sense, Kiru? Hopefully that helps answer the question. Again, from my knowledge, not from a all-knowing whatever. This is just me talking, but. And let me see if the power will be back on for you tonight, Denise. And then let me see what kind of spiritual messages we can get from my guides. Let me see if I can have them come in and if I can talk for them. Not used to doing that, but might as well use this platform to try new things that I'm not exactly comfortable with, but hopefully it works out. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense, Kiru. And that if it's something you really want to do, you'll be able to do it. If we focus more on the fact that we're just a person the way anyone else is just a person, eventually we could get to a point where we could read ourselves, but we tend to separate ourselves from other people, so it makes it difficult for us to read ourselves as just another person. We're kind of invested in the actor that we are, right? So If the whole world is a play, then we're the actor, and we're kind of invested in our own story a little bit more heavily than we are in the script of other people, if that makes sense. Okay, Denise, let me, here we go. Okay, this is interesting. So I get the Death card in reverse, and then I get the World card on top of that. So I read this as definitely, if it's not coming back tonight, it'll come back early in the morning. But the way I'm reading this is I feel like it'll come back a little bit later than what we're expecting. And when I say early in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning at the latest. Yeah, that's what I feel, is that it's more of a, yeah, the attachment to the self has us not focus on a lot of, it makes it harder to focus on our spiritual gifts, right? It makes it more difficult. And it's hard. I mean, I go through phases where I'm not very attached, and then I go through phases where I'm like hyper attached. And being human, I mean, it's a ride and a half. And as soon as you think you have the play figured out, there's a new script. So there's a revision, you know. And unlike an actual play, there's not a lot of rehearsal time. We kind of are just thrown into situations and we see how we do, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Okay. Definitely. Okay. And I just saw something too. So thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. I felt something and I saw something just barely corner of my eye. So I feel like my guides are here and we'll try to guide and we'll try to focus on a message here. So I want you guys to bear with me. Kind of keep yourself into the group energy. There may be some healing that comes from this. There may be some clearing of emotional blocks that come from this. Allow whatever's going to happen, right? And let's focus on bringing in a new sense of awareness and self kind of inspiration from this, okay? So this is calling in, if you guys are okay with this, this is going to be calling in all of our guides, and this is going to be giving us a sense of release, a sense of renewal, and just focusing on this new energy that's coming in. The reason we feel that this energy is heavy is because it's become kind of an older energy. We're working through some issues here. So we're going to be kind of revitalizing that energy, focusing on bringing some new energy, some new life into this situation. So if that's okay with you guys, unless there's any objections, let's start doing this and kind of go from there, okay? You guys let me know if there's any objections, because I don't want to do this if you guys don't want to. Okay. Petra seems okay with it. Kiru, are you okay if we do a little session? Okay. All right. I'm going to focus here. I'm assuming this is okay. I'm hoping, exciting. Okay. Hoping this is good, and let's focus on what we can get. So remember, you guys, to allow the energy to come through and focus on just being in the presence of whatever is in your mind, in your mental presence, in your being right now, okay? Okay. Okay. We'll do this again here in just a second. But the first things I got were, and this is a group, right? This is as a group. I'm getting a spider as the first thing. And the spider is an interesting animal because insect, whatever you want to call it, arachnid, whatever. I'm starting to make labels here. No. It's just a being, it's just a creature, right? So it's an interesting creature though, because the spider is about building. It's about patience, it's about building up. And I always see spiders as a psychic sign. I always see spiders as like harnessing a psychic ability, understanding ourselves better. Um, Sort of like everything about the spider is done in a way where it's helping to eliminate things that are no longer necessary. It's getting rid of bugs, it's getting rid of pests. That's what I see the spider as. Um, Now, on top of that, I also am seeing something where we're focusing more on, I see like a dinner plate, and then I'm seeing it being a lot less full than it normally is, which to me is signifying that I feel like we're in kind of a hibernation stance right now. This to me feels like the blossoming of a new ability, a new power, but it's more in a sense of, I guess, learning how to let things take their time, learning how to be the spider, learning how to be patient, because the spider doesn't usually go out hunting. Most spiders stay in one spot and they wait for things to come to them. So that's how I'm seeing the spider. That's how I'm seeing this kind of sensation, this kind of power. That's how I would work it through. I'm also getting a feeling of the wind. I'm feeling more inspired here. It's more of an energy of letting myself being taken away from whatever's going on in my life and allowing myself to focus more on me. So that's what I'm getting so far. Uh, we're still working with the energy though. Any energetic sensations that come through, let them come through and pass. I'm going to focus again, close my eyes, and go back into a state here. You guys feel free to type if you want to, or just feel the energy. Um, that's what it's here for. So I'll go back here and start feeling the energy again. So. Mm, okay. So I was starting to feel an impression of, it felt like a grandmother figure, maybe on the mom's side. I'm not sure, but it felt like this kind figure coming in, and I felt like an overshadowing, which means that like your face feels like it's changing, or you're feeling a sensation. And I'm getting a feeling in my wrist here, possible arthritis. Maybe this person's coming through, and I'm trying to place this person. Maybe something happened with the heart too. I'm not sure, but obviously she's no longer with us. This is a spirit I'm feeling. So I'm just relaying the message. This might make sense to you guys. It might not. Maybe it'll make sense later if it doesn't now. But that's what I'm feeling. And feeling drowsy is normal. That's the way 5D Pixie feels when I do energy. It's like it helps her sleep. Good. I'll focus some more here and see what else I can get. you're okay, whatever you feel called to do. You can just stay and listen, or you can do what. I am getting a sense though that that grandmother figure. I'm feeling like the name possibly would be something like flower. I'm either feeling like Pauline, or I'm feeling like flower, like a flower name like Jasmine or Iris, or some kind of flower name. And I don't know if that makes sense to any of you guys that are on here, but that's what I'm feeling right now. Someone wanting to come in and has that kind of energy. And it could just be a wayward spirit, so to speak. We'll just keep focusing energy here for a little bit longer. Hmm. And now I'm getting a sensation. This one's interesting. This is like a sensation of a younger person. I feel like male. Maybe I feel like between 17 and 22. I can't get a name, but I feel like this person passed on fairly young. Um, I feel like they're a little shorter than I am. I'm 5'11", so almost 6 feet. I have to throw that in there because it makes me feel more secure about myself. Almost 6 feet tall, not quite. Okay. Okay, this might be this person coming through, Petra. I'm going to try to connect if that's okay and try to give a message if I can. So let me try that. Did this person, were they like an active person? Were they more active? I felt like I was rock climbing or doing something more athletic. Were they more athletic or were they more laid back? A neighbor. Okay. Okay. So I'll throw out the name, one of the names that I got. I got either I got two names, and I don't know if either of these mean anything. He was a teenager. Okay. I'm either getting the name Jason or the name Andrew, and I don't know if either of those mean anything to you guys. I'm just throwing out what I get. So, and maybe Ken. I don't know. That name came in too. I'm not sure about Ken though, as much. I'm definitely feeling more antsy and restless with this energy, though. It's like I feel like I need to get up and I need to move. No, Martin was his name. Okay. See, give the information. Worst case scenario. It's okay. Martin. Definitely is a presence here. I'm just trying to pinpoint it. It definitely feels younger. And it feels like I'm more Oh, he died after swimming. Okay, so the athletic part, not rock climbing, but there was an athletic part to it because I was seeing something that he was doing active. It was a K name. Okay, so it wasn't Ken. Was it maybe Kevin? Or Kim? Trying to hold on to this energy, trying to feel kind of what it's about. And it's it's making me feel kind of tired in a way. I think it's trying to tell me something though, so I'm trying to focus a little bit. And maybe I'm getting something with the hand, hand off, hand, or hands off. That's weird because I just heard hand off in my mind, and I'm thinking, I wonder if there was a business or if there was something that was, but with a teenager, Christopher. Okay. See, Christopher with the K. I don't see that very often. I don't think I've ever seen Christopher spelled with a K. Okay. Does the handing off of something sound right? Like, I mean, it could be a gift, but I almost felt like it was handing off maybe a responsibility or handing off a. I was almost feeling like it was a business, but I'm not sure, and I don't know if that even makes sense. But it was like I heard hand off or hands off kind of a thing. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so hands off literally being the pun, or not the pun, but being like hands off, don't touch it, kind of. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. My jaw just cracked. That was weird. Okay. Let me see if I can get anything else here. It sounds like it. That sounds like an awful way to go. I get a sense of saying though that I'm not. I feel like there's a spirit here, and he's saying I'm not dead the way you think I am. Kind of an energy, like it's like just in a different form, right? Like not dead, just still there, but in a different way, if that makes sense. Not gone, just different, I guess. That would be the best way to describe it. Just seeing what else I can pick up here. You're welcome, Kiru. Thank you so much for coming by and staying here. And so Petra, did he die from touching something and having an allergic reaction, like his throat swelling up? Because I was feeling like my throat was getting kind of tight, and I've got like a weird taste in my mouth. Maybe going into shock from touching something. Hmm. Oh, electrocution. Wow. Okay. All right. I wasn't expecting that. I felt like something happened, like a. No, you got it. You got it. I understand what you said, Petra. Um, yeah, I felt like something happened where it felt like my throat was closing up, but it felt more like my. I don't know. It did feel. I mean, an allergic reaction kind of feels like electricity. I think that's a bit of a stretch, though. Um, and Denise, I'm not sure. I feel like it's more relating to Petra, but I appreciate you sharing your story because I understand where that could be. That's a very difficult thing to obviously live through. Um, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. But it kind of relates to both, if you think about it, because I was hearing hands off, and you were trying to help with the driving, and the other guy died from touching something. I mean, that's interesting, I think. Maybe it could be a spirit coming through to sort of touch on both in a way. I mean, that can happen sometimes, or a spirit guide coming through to touch on both. Kind of like a group reading, I guess you could say, or a dual reading. But yeah, let me see if I can get anything else here, though. I'll tune in a little bit more and see. Hello, Chloel. Welcome to the room. So I'm in the process of becoming a medium. I'm practicing some stuff right now, practicing doing some mediumship right now. I can try and do my best to make contact if you want to try something, Chloel. Yeah, I'm just practicing, trying to get better at it. Not a master by any means, but the only way you get better at something like this is to practice. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll see what I can come up with here. Give me just a second. Let me get nice and comfortable here. Stretch. Oh, I've been here for a minute. Okay. Let's try this out. So, Chloel, just tell me, and hopefully I'm saying the name right. Just tell me if, yeah, stuff like that. You really, Chloe. Okay, Chloe. Just short on Google. Oh, okay. Okay. So I'm gonna try doing this, and then you tell me if it sounds good. If it doesn't, just give me like yes or no, or say if it makes sense or not. The only way I improve is by you giving me feedback, right? So let's give this a shot. Absolutely. First thing that came through, and this might sound a little weird, possibly, but and again, let me know if I'm right, if I'm wrong. But I was seeing something akin to like a Dalmatian dog or a pet of some sort. I don't know if there was a dog that you had when you were a child. The energy just came in for a second, so I'm not sure if that's related to you or not. An old sad black and white dog, okay. Okay, let me see if I can get a little bit more here. Either on the dog or whatever situation happens to come through, because the way that one came through was really quick. I feel like with animal spirits, it's more. I feel like it's more quick. It's more of a flash, right? And with people spirits, I feel like there's a little more substance there, if that makes sense. Uh, so let me try tuning in a little bit more. Is there, Chloe? Is there a father figure or maybe a grandfather figure that's passed on? I'm getting a sense of someone who I feel like I'm camping or I'm doing something where I'm in the outdoors, and I feel like I'm in a hammock or I'm doing something like that. This person's coming through. Definitely feels more father, grandfather, maybe uncle, but that's kind of a vibe I'm getting. Great grandfather. Okay. We'll see if I can get any messages here. Okay. Okay. The cat is connected to D. The cat. Okay. I'm just going to see what I can get, Chloe, and kind of go from there. Uh, kind of just going to throw myself into the information sea and see what I can get, if that makes sense. You're very welcome. And this might sound like a weird thing, and again, yes or no on this, but with the cat, did the cat pass on when you weren't there? Like, did you find the cat later? I'm feeling like maybe even not living at home and the cat passed on, but I'm not sure. I can see if I can get more information here in a second. Incidentally, my cat just came into the room. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I hear you. Loud and clear. Okay, okay. I can also see what other information I can try. Oh, your computer froze? Did you hear what I said? Still frozen. I can see your messaging. Oh, your phone. Okay, no. Okay. Oh, you didn't hear what I said. Okay. Um, I said, so what I got was a feeling, I got a feeling of like travel. So, okay. So I feel like there was a sense of travel and there was a sense of the animal having passed on maybe when you weren't at home or when you weren't living at home. So that's what I was feeling. Maybe there was a sense of like the cat passed on when you weren't living at your where the cat was, if that makes any sense. I was feeling like a distance. Okay. Okay, I'm confused now. Officially. You said the cat is connected to D. Oh, okay. Okay. Cat is alive. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so you want to see if I can tune into David. Yeah, a little lost here. I'm doing my best, but all right, I can see what I can get here. Hopefully there's no more messing with me because I don't I'm not. Tell you right now, I might fall for it every time. Okay, let me try see if I can get something here. It is part of learning. Did did David did David die suddenly? I get a feeling of things being okay and then there's a death, but again, not sure. I was just seeing someone walking and things were fine and then something happened. So, okay. Okay. Let me see what else I can get. Was David like heavy into music or anything musical going on that way? I feel like I was hearing a song and it was it was Florence and the Machine, and it was Breath of Life was the song I was hearing, and focusing. Okay, need to calm down for a minute. My heart's starting to really race here. Music was played when he died. Okay, okay. Um, okay, so I'm getting a sense of it feels like there's. Why does this feel so unusual? This feels really strange. Um, hmm. Give me a minute because there's a lot of thoughts and emotions coming in, and it's hard for me to pinpoint uh, exactly what's happening here. Was he a creative person at all? I keep seeing energy whirring and buzzing when I feel his presence, and my heart is like going nuts. And I'm wondering if there was a lot of either very creative or a very anxious person. I'm trying to understand the link between this and what I'm feeling. That makes sense. That makes sense because I was feeling. I told you with the song I was hearing, there was a sense of, or maybe I didn't say this part, but it was like a sense of duality. And I'm getting a very strong sense of, I guess, like manipulation of the world or reality. When I focus on this person's energy, it's like I feel like I'm being drawn into something. I don't feel like it's coming to me. I feel like I'm sinking into it. Okay. Okay. And that explains kind of the I'm seeing like psychedelic imagery as well, where it's like multicolored facets of these like it's like DNA molecules moving around, and they're like spiraling up. And I'm seeing um, a lot of colors, a lot of again psychedelic kind of energy is what it felt like. Oh, definitely strong, definitely a strong sense here. And you do psychedelic art. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay. I'm trying to see what else I can get here. No drugs, though. Okay. I had a feeling for a second, like when I was, but then I thought I shouldn't say anything because I didn't feel like there was drugs. It just felt like there was. You and your. You mean me and you, or you and your brother? Probably you and your brother. I have a feeling. Otherwise, I'm reading way too much into this. Let me see what else I can get. I'll take that as a compliment. He seems like a powerful kind of person. The energy I'm feeling. Did he? I feel like there's a block though with me trying to get more information. I can try and see what I can get, but it's like a very, very strong kind of feeling, and I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling a little dazed, and I'm feeling very, very, very buzzed. I feel like I just had probably 2 or 3 cups of coffee. No, you're not. You're not. I'll be fine. But I do feel like I've had about 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and I'm getting a sense of, oh man, I don't know what to do with this energy. It's like, and I feel like that's what he's saying too. It does feel like there's an awful lot of it, and I don't know. I'm trying to get more information though, so give me just a second. Yeah, I hopefully it doesn't break my computer. Please don't don't be doing that. Let me see what else I can get here. Okay. Was he a bit of a jokester when he was alive? Maybe doing like making puns or coming up with funny things to say? Okay. Okay. Because I was just hearing, I heard a weird. I I don't think it means anything. I think it's just my interpretation of what humor would sound like. But I was hearing, okay. Well, there you go. And I don't think the term angel butter would mean anything because to me that makes no sense. But I heard angel butter, and then I felt like there was this, like you said, a jester kind of energy or a laughing kind of energy. Um, but that's something that I feel like I was getting. So, okay. I'm starting to feel a little bit more calm here. Definitely felt like he was just stopping by there to kind of tune in and say hello. Okay. All right, so maybe he was poking fun at that. I could definitely see that as him poking fun at it because, yeah, yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that, and um, I am curious. Did he, because the song I got was from Florence and the Machine. Um, I was wondering if he listened to that band at all. I just had that come in, so I'm wondering if that's from my own mind or if he was giving me that as something way before his time. Okay, okay, all right, that makes sense. It was the Breath of Life song, specifically um, the when he died, Run to Paradise. Okay, It was the part in the song where she sings "A Vision of Love in the End." Was where I got the Florence and the Machine song. So "Running to Paradise," "A Vision of Love in the End." That to me sounds about right, if that makes sense. I can see parallels there. Okay. Okay. Oh, so hopefully that helped provide some evidence. I mean, that's what mediums are supposed to do, provide evidence of life after death. So hopefully that helped in giving you that sense of knowing that he's not that you doubted. I'm just saying, help to instill it further in there. Awesome. They have a tendency to come back at important times, and they will help in all of the ways. And if you want to do, if you want to go further in the future, you can do that. You can visit my website, angeluschiron.com. You can visit that down below and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, because I'll be doing these lives more and more, and we can kind of get tuning in. So, yeah. I'm not feeling his presence here anymore, but I appreciate him coming by and all the spirits coming by and thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Wow. It probably was, honestly. It felt like he was there to help. I didn't get so much of a sense of well, eventually I'd want to make money at it too, but of course I want to be genuine as well. I want to make a living at this. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he felt like he was there more to help. His presence didn't feel it didn't feel quite like my guides, but it felt very similar in the vibration. It was just very fast. Like it felt very, very quick would be the only way I can describe it. And it felt like I was charged up. I was being charged up. So I definitely don't feel depleted. Mm. So he was murdered. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm really sorry for that. But again, it seems like things are going well. You're doing your mediumship. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because you said the one song was playing and then the adrenaline. Wow. Awesome. Okay. Well, Chloe, I wish you luck on your mediumship journey. Are you studying under a teacher at all? You're very, very welcome. And I think you'll find success in what it is you're trying to do. Absolutely. wish you all the best too, Chloe. And thank you so much for coming by and letting me connect and money. Yeah, eventually we'll have some of that sweet green coming in, right? But for now, I will talk to you guys. I'm probably going to take a break tomorrow. See you, Chloe. And I'll probably be back the next day. So I'll take a break tomorrow. And when this uploads, you guys check your horoscope readings for the first about hour of it. And I love you guys, and I will see you Friday. So take care, guys.